Hi everyone, and thank you for joining us. Our presentation is titled Addressing Postpartum Depression Through Positive Psychology. My name is Yahaira Bolaños, and alongside my classmate Cassandra Noel, we'll be discussing how positive psychology offers a hopeful approach for mothers experiencing postpartum depression. Postpartum depression doesn't just affect mothers, it impacts babies, partners, and families as a whole. It's a topic that is often overlooked, but it's incredibly important because early support and intervention can make a huge difference. We chose this topic because so many people misunderstand postpartum depression, often confusing it with the baby blues, when in reality it can be much more serious and long-lasting. To begin, let's look at what postpartum depression actually is and why it matters. Postpartum depression, or PPD, is a mood disorder that develops after childbirth. It affects a mother's emotional stability, daily functioning, and her ability to bond with her baby. About 10 to 15% of women experience symptoms of PPD, though the actual number may be higher because some cases go undiagnosed. There are several causes, including hormonal changes, chronic stress, lack of support, or a prior history of depression or anxiety. For example, a mother who has experienced anxiety in the past may find the demands of a newborn particularly overwhelming. Symptoms can include persistent sadness, irritability, fatigue, anxiety, guilt, and difficulty bonding with the baby. A mother may feel exhausted but unable to rest, or guilty for feeling frustrated when her baby cries, even though these feelings are a normal part of the condition. If untreated, PPD can last well beyond the first year after delivery. Around 20% of mothers continue to experience depression past the first year, and roughly 40% may relapse in future pregnancies or stressful life situations. Tragically, suicide related to postpartum depression is one of the leading causes of maternal death, highlighting the importance of understanding early intervention and support. Now that we know what PPD is, let's explore how it affects mothers' lives and the lives of their families. Postpartum depression doesn't just affect how a mother feels. It touches nearly every part of her life. One of the biggest areas it impacts is mother-infant bonding. When a mother is battling depression, it can make it difficult for her to fully connect or respond to her baby. For example, some mothers may struggle with latching difficulties during breastfeeding, which can make feeding stressful and increase feelings of guilt or frustration. That emotional disconnect can affect the baby's development and sense of security, which can have lasting effects down the line. Then there's emotional well-being. Many mothers describe feeling constant sadness, irritability, guilt, or even worthlessness. They might have trouble enjoying things that used to make them happy, or feel anxious and overwhelmed for no clear reason. These emotions can be incredibly isolating. Family dynamics are often affected too. Partners and loved ones may not fully understand what's going on, which can create tension, miscommunication, or even frustration within the home. That stress adds another layer to what the mother is already feeling. When it comes to daily functioning, PPD can make simple responsibilities like getting ready, working, or taking care of the baby feel almost impossible. The lack of energy and motivation can cause a cycle where the mother feels like she's failing even though she's not. And looking at the long-term impact, untreated postpartum depression can lead to chronic depression, and in severe cases, even thoughts of self-harm, infanticide, or suicide. Sadly, suicide related to postpartum depression is one of the leading causes of maternal death, and the effects of that loss ripple through families and communities in heartbreaking ways. But even with all of this, there's hope. Understanding how PPD affects mothers gives us the opportunity to focus on recovery and growth. That's where positive psychology comes in. It shifts the focus from what's wrong to what helps mothers heal and flourish. Thinking about positive psychology brings a few questions to mind. First, what exactly is it? Positive psychology is the study of strengths, well-being, and flourishing. Unlike traditional psychology, which focuses on problems or illness, positive psychology emphasizes growth, resilience, and what helps people thrive. Another question that comes up is, how can positive psychology actually help mothers facing postpartum depression? By focusing on strengths, positive emotions, and well-being, it provides a framework for recovery. It helps mothers regain confidence, cope with stress, and find moments of joy even during difficult times. And finally, what strategies can support mothers in practical ways? Some examples include gratitude journaling, mindfulness exercises, positive self talk, social connection, and engaging in enjoyable activities. Even small daily practices, like writing down something you appreciate or taking a short mindful breathing break, can gradually improve emotional health. Together, these strategies encourage mothers to develop self compassion, recognize their accomplishments, and create a balanced, fulfilling life, supporting recovery from postpartum depression. With these strategies in mind, let's take a closer look at the theories that provide the foundation for this approach. So, how do these positive psychology strategies actually work? That's where the theory comes in. First, there's the idea of flourishing, from Keyes in 2007. Flourishing is about more than just feeling good. It's about having purpose, meaningful connections, and overall well being. For mothers, flourishing might mean finding balance in their lives, enjoying the experience of motherhood, and maintaining a sense of personal fulfillment alongside the challenges of caring for a newborn. Then we have self-efficacy, a concept introduced by Bandura. This is essentially believing in your ability to handle challenges. When a mother feels confident that she can manage daily responsibilities, like feeding her baby, taking care of herself, and coping with emotional ups and downs, she's more likely to succeed and feel empowered rather than overwhelmed. And finally, there's mindfulness. Mindfulness is about being fully present with your thoughts and feelings without judgment. For mothers, practicing mindfulness helps with emotional regulation, reduces stress, and encourages self-compassion. It's the kind of pause that allows them to respond thoughtfully rather than reacting automatically when things get difficult. Together, these three concepts, flourishing, self-efficacy, and mindfulness, form the foundation of helping mothers not just reduce depressive symptoms, but truly thrive in their daily lives. With this understanding in mind, I'll hand it over to Cassandra, who will walk us through the practical intervention plan that puts these theories into action.
Hello, my name is Cassandra Noel, and I will be introducing the intervention plan. Our intervention plan is based on the integrating mindfulness and flourishing principles to help mothers manage postpartum depression proactively and holistically. The main goal is to promote emotional stability, self-efficacy, and overall well-being. The intervention is designed as an 8-week structured program with weekly 1-hour sessions. Each session focuses on mindfulness practices to help mothers become more present and less overwhelmed by intrusive or self-critical thoughts. The second element focuses on self-efficacy, or building a mother's belief in her ability to care for her baby and herself. Research has shown that increasing self-efficacy leads to lower depressive symptoms and better emotional adjustment in new mothers. The last component of the intervention plan involves positive reflective exercises. These techniques align with the concept of flourishing, which involves not just reducing distress, but promoting happiness, purpose, and connection. Throughout the programs, mothers are encouraged to share their experiences, learn from each other, and apply mindfulness and gratitude in daily life. Overall, this intervention aims to help mothers move beyond symptom management and towards thriving, resilience, and self-compassion. The name of our intervention program is a Positive Motherhood Program that is designed to support mothers experiencing symptoms of postpartum depression. In the first session, the goal is to establish a foundation of understanding and trust. Mothers are introduced to the purpose of the program and the relationship between postpartum depression, stress, and emotional well-being. The facilitator explains that postpartum depression is not a personal weakness, but a common treatable condition influenced by biological, psychological, and social factors. This session also incorporates goal setting, encouraging mothers to identify what they want to gain from the program and setting intentions for their emotional recovery and growth. The second session focuses on mindfulness as a core technique to help mothers stay present and grounded during the postpartum period. Mindfulness exercises such as deep breathing, body scans, and short guided meditations are used to reduce rumination, anxiety, and emotional reactivity. Mothers learn to observe their emotions without judgment and develop greater compassion towards themselves. This self-awareness fosters emotional balance and creates space for flourishing, as participants begin to find calm and acceptance amidst daily challenges. The third session transitions towards empowerment. Participants reflect on personal strengths and accomplishments, especially in their caregiving roles. They engage in guided journaling and gratitude exercises designed to reinforce positive thinking and confidence. By recognizing moments of success and support, mothers begin to rebuild confidence and purpose, promoting resilience and long term well being. Now, in session 4, the focus shifts to strengthening social bonds and community support, which are essential protective factors against postpartum depression. Mothers discuss their personal support systems, including family, friends, and healthcare providers, while identifying gaps or barriers to reaching out. Group based activities encourage shared experiences and mutual empathy, reducing isolation and stigma. By recognizing that they are not alone in their challenges, participants develop a greater sense of belonging and reassurance, both key elements of flourishing. Then, in the fifth session, it emphasizes cognitive and emotional reframing through the concept of positive appraisal. Participants learn how to reinterpret stressful experiences, such as sleepless nights or self doubt, as opportunities for growth and learning rather than failure. Through guided discussion and brief writing exercises, mothers explore how challenges have shaped their resilience, patience, and empathy. This process aligns closely with positive psychology principles, helping mothers to cultivate optimism, self compassion, and gratitude. It reinforces the idea that flourishing does not mean the absence of struggle, but the ability to find meaning and purpose within it. Session 6 integrates all key concepts mindfulness, self efficacy, gratitude, and social connection into a holistic framework for sustained well being. Participants reflect on their personal progress and set realistic goals for continued growth beyond the program. This session also revisits the concept of flourishing, emphasizing that emotional wellness is an ongoing journey rather than a fixed state. Mothers are encouraged to continue practicing gratitude, mindfulness, and self care as part of their daily routine. Closing reflections foster a sense of accomplishment and empowerment, reminding participants that they have developed the psychological tools to navigate motherhood with confidence, resilience, and hope. Now, on the last slide, talking about the intervention program, we have the 7th session that centers on the role of gratitude and meaning making as key components of positive psychology. Gratitude practices helps mothers shift their attention from stressor and self-criticism to moments of connection, growth, and love. Through guided reflections or journaling, participants are encouraged to identify small but meaningful experiences, such as moments of bonding with their baby or receiving support from a loved one, that foster emotional warmth and appreciation. Discussing these reflections in a supportive group setting strengthens empathy and belonging, reinforcing the belief that joy can coexist with challenge. Finding meaning in motherhood allows participants to see their journey as one of personal growth and transformation, helping them move closer toward flourishing. The final session focuses on long-term maintenance and sustaining the progress made through the intervention. Participants review coping strategies, mindfulness techniques, and gratitude practices that can be integrated into their everyday routines. The session also introduces community resources, mental health hotlines, and peer support networks to ensure ongoing assistance after the program concludes. This session emphasizes that flourishing is an ongoing, evolving process, one that requires self-awareness, social connection, and intentional self-care. By the end, mothers are encouraged to recognize their own resilience and to continue nurturing their well-being with the same compassion they offer to their children. To conclude, the first key takeaway is that early intervention is essential. Postpartum depression presents serious risks not only to the mother's emotional well-being, but also to her physical health and relationships. This underscores the importance of proactive screening and timely psychological support. The second point highlights mindfulness and flourishing as a core strategy. Mindfulness techniques help mothers regulate their emotions, manage stress, and respond with self-compassion, while flourishing encourages personal growth and resilience throughout the postpartum transition. Third, positive psychology offers a new perspective in treatment. Rather than focusing solely on alleviating depressive symptoms, it aims to build strength, optimism, and life satisfaction, helping mothers move beyond recovery toward genuine well-being. This intervention encourages a strength of purpose, self-awareness, and emotional strength, all of which are crucial for recovery and long-term well-being. Mindfulness helps mothers stay grounded in the present, while flourishing encourages them to find joy and meaning in motherhood. Finally, the broader impact cannot be ignored. When maternal mental health is supported, families become stronger, children develop more securely, and communities benefit from a healthier, more resilient foundation. Ultimately, the goal is to create a culture where mothers are supported in healing, flourishing, and finding peace in their new world. The intervention plan presented today is just one example of how intentional, strength-based approaches can empower mothers to rediscover confidence, purpose, and meaning in motherhood. Thank you so much for listening and taking this time to learn more about this important topic. I hope this presentation has deepened your understanding of postpartum depression and the power of positive psychology